Hello everyone, this is Natalie speaking, and today I am going to talk about how to identify your upset. And so first of all, what is an upset? I'm sure you all know, but I'm going to remind you if you don't. An upset is when you feel something that is out of alignment with love. So for example, you feel bad, and usually that consists of different types of feelings, right? Like sadness or anger or frustration or helplessness or powerlessness or anxiety, fear, etc., etc. So you know that you're upset when you're not in a place of peace and in a place of love. And so it's easy to identify that you are upset because you will feel it. It's pretty obvious. But sometimes we have trouble identifying what are we upset about, right? Because there can be so many layers, and it can be like a deep trauma, or even just something that, we really like kind of shove down, and we don't really like, it's almost like subconscious, or even things that like we don't want to necessarily deal with, so we just numb out to them, or we run away from them, and then we get really good at like running away from them, so much so that we don't even know that we're upset in this specific place, right? So how do we identify what we're upset about? Well, first of all, you go into your feelings and you make the choice. I choose to feel my feelings. A lot of times on this journey, we tend to want to numb out to our feelings because we don't want to feel them. Nobody wants to feel yucky, icky feelings. But the truth is that as we allow ourselves to feel those feelings, that's where the healing takes place. And that's how we go deeper into peace and love. And so feeling the feeling and really feeling it is what allows us to experience the peace, the love that's been there the whole time. And so the first step I would say is to make the choice to feel your feelings. Make sure you're not numbing out. And if you feel anger, that's because you're numbing out somewhere. And so if that's the first feeling that comes up, that's okay. Just recognize it's okay that you feel anger, but allow the anger to release and see what's underneath, because whatever feeling is underneath that anger, that's the place that we need to go to. Sometimes it is enough to, just feel the feeling and let it pass. Other times, we really need to go deep within and figure out, like, identify the upset and really confront it. And that means that if I, feel my feelings and I feel anger, and then I go deeper and release the anger and I feel sadness, I identify, okay, I'm sad because, for example, my twin flame is distant, is acting cold or distant. And then we can go deeper, right? And, we mirror that, step 2 of the mirror exercise, and I'm upset and I'm sad because I'm cold and distant with myself. And then maybe there's okay, why am I cold and distant? If you're able to identify the why, great, because then you can really find the core or upset, and really like understand, why have you been cold and distant up until now? And maybe it will allow you to easily let it go and make a new choice there. Sometimes it doesn't really matter why. It just matters that you are cold and distant, and that's how you feel. And what matters is to bring love there and to heal it, to make a new choice. I choose to be close and connect to myself rather than be cold and distant. And so I find that part of me that is cold and distant, and I love her, and I give her what she needs until she feels loved and peace. I think like the main thing is to choose to feel your feelings, because that's your indicator. That's your inner compass of how to heal, what to heal, and when to heal, etc., etc. And the most important thing to know about upsets are that they're illusions. They are very small compared to the size of love and the size of peace, which basically have no size because they're infinite and they're eternal. and that no upset is bigger than any other. So that if one upset seems like the end of the world and the other seems like small, that's also an illusion. You can even see the ones that feel like the end of the world, really minimize the drama and just realize like it's just an upset. It's literally just an upset, and it's coming up to be released, and it's not bigger than all the other upsets. It's the same. Yeah, and you know that you've healed an upset when you feel relief and when you feel peace and completion in that specific place. It's really important to identify, when you're upset and why you're upset and what you're upset about. It just allows you to really gain clarity on your journey and take ownership of your feelings and make new choices and raise your awareness. When we're aware of ourselves, it's very easy to go in and heal. When we're not aware, we can't really do anything until we're aware. And a lot of times when we numb out, we actually kind of lose our awareness there, because it's like we don't want to feel, and so we're never going to really like confront our upsets, and then we're gonna it's like you're in a state of sleep, right? You're numbed out, you're not wanting to be aware, you don't want to confront, and so you're just asleep. And then you're gonna like live your life from a place of like just like a robotic kind of monotonous kind of just to get things done and pass the time. But that's not how we want to live. We want to live joyfully and peacefully and lovingly and passionately, and we want all our dreams to come true. And part of having all that happen for yourself is feeling your feelings, and it's identifying your upsets and realizing that you're upset, taking ownership of that, taking responsibility of that, accepting it, identifying what it is, and really like going in and healing it. Upsets a lot of times have layers, so don't worry if you do, you heal and the same thing or the same kind of situation comes up again. That's definitely okay. It just means that there's a few layers to this upset, like an onion, and you will arrive at the last layer and you will fully heal it. So it's just about persistence and not giving up. And, the reason why it's so nice to identify the upset is because, once you identify it, it's like in the palm of your hands and you can heal it. And until you identify the upset, you are in a state of like you're living with an unhealed upset within your consciousness, and that just doesn't feel good. Not only does it not feel good, which is the most important thing, right? Like we all want to feel good. That's the top priority. But that feel good or that not feel good is what manifests, the physical external reality. So if you're living with an unhealed upset, it's going to continuously come up in your reality, and it's going to manifest in ways that are not going to be comfortable. And you're just going to experience more contrast, right? Like you're going to experience more of the bad or the unwanted thing until you identify the upset and make a new choice and heal it. And then that's when you can start manifesting what you do want rather than what you don't want. So just to give you like a little example, let's say for instance, wasn't aware that I had an upset with control, let's say, wanting to be God, wanting to do it my way or the highway and all that. And, it kept coming up in different ways, with my twin flame, with my life purpose, with my relationships, with my cat, like literally everything. And, I would just experience a lot of anger and frustration, and this is all stuff that like was also mirrored back to me by my twin flame, my cat, and my friends and everything. Because when I'm in that energy of control, they have no other choice but to mirror back to me, showing me that so that I can love myself there and make a new choice. And so until I became fully aware and was able to identify the upset, I was living in a state of unhappiness in that specific place of control. And now, having identified the upset and, gone in and healed it, layer by layer, I'm beginning to experience my life from a place of surrender, okay, which is the opposite of control. And that's a place of true peace and joy and happiness, because it's bringing God there. It's bringing God and allowing God to be God, and humbling myself before God and being God's child and co-creating with God, rather than trying to control and do it my way, and like, you know, kind of pushing God out of the story. Yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to comment and to like and subscribe for more videos like this. And I will link my website and my email if you guys want to book a free consultation with me. I'm also a Twin Flame Ascension coach. Yeah, so I am looking forward to meeting you all and sharing my journey and hearing about yours. I wish you all love in your journey and peace and healing, and don't give up. Keep going. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.